5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella.
Hey, yo, slutty girl! We got Kelly in the building! You know I'm a reformed slut. And when I started Slutty Vegan, I'm like, you know what? A slut needs to call a slut a slut. And we've been calling people sluts ever since.
Welcome to Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here. You're in for a ride this week. It's a Monday. Your girl's always just randomly deciding when she wants to record. So you know that I've been doing my best to really get my schedule down with you. And I want to kick off this episode. If it's your first time here, if you've been with me, rocking with me since day one, I am going to be putting out a new schedule. I'm going to have a full content schedule. I mean, I swear to God, I wonder, sometimes probably am a little bit too parasocial, even with my own self, and thinking like people probably are not caring about things that I'm thinking that they care about. But one thing that I am very self-aware about is the fact that I'm not very consistent, and like I really have a hard time with schedules and time management. While the news is on point, the tea has been clocked, and you will be laughing and hopefully not crying, but maybe at some points of this episode. My strong point is not the consistency, but I'm really working on that, you guys. So let's just go through some notes while we're getting here. Okay, if it's your first time here, welcome to Bella Talks TV. I'm Amanda Bella. This is a show that I've created. It is a weekly countdown of reality TV's most talked about moments. Now, we really talk about everything. Bravo, Hulu's really stepping up their reality game. We have Netflix reality TV shows I love to discuss. And I mean, there's even more than that. So I try to keep things condensed as much as possible. This episode could be 30 minutes. This episode could be 3 hours and 30 minutes. You never know what you're going to get with me. I like to keep people on their toes. And I haven't been here, I guess. I think my last episode was like 3 weeks ago. So I really am sorry for that, you guys. Like, I have been talking about my ongoing home renovations for quite some time. I'm sure everybody is sick of it. But the problem is that I'm still not in a place. The only reason I get to sit here in this moment today is because I'm at my husband's desk, because he's traveling for work right now. So because he's not at his desk, I can use his desk, and we still don't have the rest of our house done. Like, I just kind of got into it with my contractor for a few minutes. I was like, we bought this house in last July, you guys. Like, I don't like we signed until like July 29th, but still, like, it's going to be coming up on a year. And I think he told us this is going to take like 6 months. We're over budget. We're over time. I have shit going on. I have travel coming up. I never stop. We're always on the go. One joke I like to make a lot is like, be careful. Girls and guys love to do this, but when they're dating, they love to be, I want to find someone who loves to travel. Now, when you say that, you better really mean it, because my husband lives, laughs, loves to travel. And so now I have a couple things coming up. I've got a Florida trip, a weekend in May coming up. I'm going to Siesta Key, which, speaking of reality TV, I never watched Siesta Key's reality TV show. I never watched that. That's like a huge blind spot for me. I would love to go back and watch it. Now, I watch Perfect Match on Netflix, and Juliet was on Perfect Match, who was, I think, the star of Siesta Key, from what I understand. I don't know anything about Siesta Key, but I will be going there with a couple of girlfriends, and then I will be going to London for the first time at like 10 days after I get back from Florida. I'm going to London. And then that will put us into June. Now, hopefully June, I'm going to actually be here and be consistent, because I have so many things. I have so many things planned, you guys. Like, I am one of those people where like all day, I have a hard time doing stuff. And then like at 9 o'clock at night, I get really organized and like want to change my life. Every night I go through these huge things of like, okay, for the podcast, I'm going to do this, my content, I'm going to schedule. But I'm taking things one at a time, because I know that about myself. Like, I can get really excited and get all these ideas and have this like creative dump basically of all these ideas. And then I'm bad at executing, because I get overwhelmed, or I start something and I feel like it's not working and I abandon it. So like, this podcast has been around. Like, again, if it's your first time here, thank you for finding me and for giving me a chance. But I've been potting on this feed, I don't know, 2 years. So I've been out here. I've been out here in these streets. And one thing that is that I've realized is that, I got really good advice when I started this podcast. I had a podcast that I did before this that was not TV related. And through that podcast, I got some good mentoring. And somebody explained it to me like a party at your house. And when you invite when you're podcasting, you're having a party. Like three is a party. Like that's a crowd. You got three's a crowd. Like you invite 10 people over. If you have 10 cars in your driveway and people drive by, like they're like, what's going on in that house? That's something's going on over there. So it's like, it's not about really numbers and me thinking like, oh, I'm gonna need like 2,500 downloads of this episode every week. Like even if I have 3, 10, 25 dedicated Bellas that are here with me for every episode, like that means the world to me. So I just appreciate everybody who's checking in, logging on to see what I have to say because it's a lot. Side fun fact, I was voted most talkative. So much like Andy Cohen in Superlatives, I was voted most talkative. So the fact that I have a podcast called Bella Talks TV, not really surprising. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the content a little bit. I told you about my travel schedule coming up. So that's always important because that goes into, if I'm not consistent, you guys, that's why. Like, I'm sorry if I'm flying and I don't have an episode on that day. Like I'm going to be committed to at least getting them out, but I am going to do my best to have my Bella Talks TV weekly countdown of reality TV's most talked about moments Mondays. We will review everything from the week before. The problem I'm having today with picking Mondays is that there's been a lot of breaking news today. So like I had my notes for my countdown and then there was more stuff that happened today that I have to talk about. So I've realized like there's never a good time. These are all excuses and reasons why like that should not be stopping me from podcasting just because there's like too much to keep up with. So I'm not fucking CNN over here. I'm like, oh, there's breaking news and I'm not getting it out. Like, I'm not the first one. Like that doesn't matter. I love these shows so much. I go into a trance. So let's just get into it. Again, regarding the content. So I just announced yesterday, I am on Threads now. So please find me at Bella Talks TV on Threads. I will now be live threading. I want to say live tweet. I'm not even a Twitter person. I never had a Twitter. I will be live threading all Bravo TV programming. So except for Below Deck, like it's about to start. And I think for the first week, like I would like to maybe check it back in with Below Deck next week. But all Housewives shows, I was live threading Atlanta and Rhode Island last night, and they were both amazing episodes. So please find me on Threads for that. I really also would like to hopefully, I think I've teased this idea to you guys before, but on what I was just talking about, how there's just so much news and I'm just inundated all day, is that I would like to be doing like a daily recap as well. So there's a few options I have to do this. I could do a daily Substack that reviews all of reality TV's moments of the day. I could do, I'm like literally workshopping this with you guys. I'm like taking notes. I'm like, okay, I could do a Substack, but you guys, I have so many ideas. Okay. I have to get this out to you. No one steals my fucking ideas either. Okay. So I could do the Substack, the daily. I was thinking about doing a TikTok series. That's a daily Bravo report, Bella's Bravo report. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. That would be a video that would just recap everything that happened in reality TV. I'm also thinking about adding on from live threading. Like I always go right into Watch What Happens Live every Sunday through Thursday. So I'm like, what if I live thread the shows and then get on Instagram live and go live during Watch What Happens Live every night and discuss what's going on there? I mean, someone should hire me. These are great ideas. So I might do that. I mean, I'm really trying to find ways to just get people thinking of me at the top of their mind when they want to hear about something going on. I have been thinking about a lot. I just obviously have all these goals, but all right, sorry that I coughed and I just distracted myself. I'm like, best episode ever. You guys are so happy you're here. One last little thing that I want to tease. Like I manifest, you guys. I'm Amanda Francis. Like I manifest better than Amanda Francis, I think. I mean, I've manifested everything in my life. My life is fucking great. So I think that I'm on the Amanda Francis wave like that. But another thing I'm manifesting for myself would be doing my first live event. And I have met an incredible amount of New York City area and Long Island reality content creators. And I'm thinking like, I need to throw a party, a Bella bash, a Bella birthday bash, a Bella something. I need a step and repeat. I need to have cocktails named after reality TV things. And then I want to invite other content creators to come and we would do like a live podcasting, but like be switching out, different guests like every couple of minutes to come up and like answer a question with me or like play a game with me or something. And then that would be a great way for me to have more like face-to-face time with all these people that I spend so much time online with. So what do you guys think of all those ideas? I mean, I think they're all pretty great. And I want you to throw money away, like pretend I won the lottery and I'm a billionaire. So I don't want to hear any negativity about like money and whatever. No, if I can do everything that I just said, then tell me why or what you would change or what you would add, because I'm like getting in the mix. I'm really fucking Carl getting in the mix, which that just reminded me about my soundboard. Okay, another thing I've been promising forever to the Bellas is a really good soundboard, and I'm back on it. Like I gotta just wait. Is there a thing with Carl actually saying in the mix, or let me find out? Like if I think he said it. With it, Carl's in the mix. Carl's in the mix. Weren't they chanting it? I have to find out again. I should just be going and watching the scene. And so I'm like laughing Carl Cox is just top of mind right now. Wait, oh my God. Why am I like sitting here on Reddit with you guys? If you guys listen to Ryan Bailey, you'll know like sometimes he'll just play the Vanderpump Rules theme song and it just gets me going. It gets me juiced up. So when I hear the Summer House songs too, it kind of does the same thing to me. And they're like, "You'll never stop." I posted that one clip that was the slowed down version of the Summer House when they did the season 10 trailer. Why do I listen to that like all the time? Okay, let me see if I can just fast forward through here. I really just want to, I'm also trying to find this clip so that I'm going to record it and use it in my soundboard.
Is my guy in the mix this year?
So that's so cute. He just is like, I'm going to get more in the mix. And then Jesse says, Carl's going to be more in the mix this year. But then I think it's in the house when he picks his room that they're all like, cool. Okay, that's just going to have to be a good enough clip for now of getting Carl's in the mix. Okay, back to business. So let's circle back to the show that we're in here presently. So thanks for workshopping and brainstorming all of those ideas with me. Now, okay, let's get into the hot goss. Let's get into the 411, you guys. So my show too, before we count down reality TV's most talked about moments, I pick 5 moments. Again, it's the most talked about moments. Now those 5 moments usually spur into like 5 other moments. So like I said, we could be here for a while, but I always start with an OMG and an LOL of the week. So we got to talk about something that was just absolutely killing me. OMG, jaw dropping, or LOL. I called it like a knee slapping moment because I don't know if it's just a Michigan in me, but I truly, and when I'm laughing and I'm cackling, I get into it. And now that I've noticed that I do that, that's usually my LOL moment of the week is when I notice I'm slapping my leg. I stop and I like write down notes. I'm like, okay, I'm slapping my knee. This is obviously hilarious. So a couple of things I'm not talking about today, which makes me sad, but they just didn't fit into the countdown, is the new season of Welcome to Plathville. If you are a Plathville fan, please send me a DM. I'm constantly looking for people to talk about Plathville with. And that's why I'm not going to bother wasting time on the podcast about it this week, but I love it so much. And it's just so cheesy and it's so produced, but it's really, Kim and Barry are just really on one this season. So I need someone to discuss it with. Other things I'm not really going to get into too much is the new season of Love on the Spectrum, because I can't remember how much of it I talked about in my last episode, but I love it so much. And I was crying until I was laughing. Like, this is okay. Let's just do 2 LOL moments of the week because I couldn't really choose. And Love on the Spectrum is so good. If you watch, and please tell me you do, because it is, I've heard lots of people say that it's the best reality TV show. Like, I know it's also won tons of awards, and I'm not sure if just like on a class, or not classical, what's the word I'm looking for? Like on a scale, I guess, if it ranges very, I don't know, what's like good? When people are like, it's the best. I'm like, well, says who? Like, that's very subjective. Do I think it's one of the best reality TV shows? Yes. But do I also think Jersey Shore is? Yes. Do I also think The Real World is? Yes. Like, where does Love on the Spectrum? Is it in my top 10? Probably not. But probably not the best reality TV show of all time. But like, the best reality TV show of its genre in the last couple of years? Absolutely. A phenomenal show. I love it very much. It's hard to pick a favorite, but I think James and his parents are just the way that they interact. I'm going to need to make a collage. Like, I'm sitting here taking notes. I'm going to make a collage of James and his parents. They're so hilarious. Just the way that they interact, they are more like siblings, the way that they kind of all pick on each other. But I think that sometimes the way that his dad, I'm like, are they all on the spectrum? Like the 3 of them? Like the way that they are so, but they also are living in Boston. So like, I think they are just very upfront and say it how it is and no sugarcoating. And it's just like an aggressive way of talking, but I love it. And it probably because why I moved from the Midwest to the East Coast. Like, I just like people out here. It's like, just fucking be a straight shooter with me. Like, just tell me, quit with all the fluff. And Michigan's very fluffy. So I have family members I've never had a real conversation with. So it's tough up there. But I really love these shows. I really love on the Spectrum. I really love, and I keep saying I love these shows because I'm putting Danny Pellegrino also on my podcast soundboard because he says it all the time. He'll be like, oh, I love these shows. That's how I feel.
Ah, I love these shows.
I exclaim, I love these shows so much when I'm watching them. I spin around in circles in my backyard, staring up at the sky. Like, that's how much I love these shows. Love on the Spectrum just meant so much to me this season. I was talking about James. Okay, so I guess if I'm going to pick just one moment, I was online detailing in my stories a lot of my journey watching this recent season of Love on the Spectrum. I didn't want to give too many spoilers because when Netflix drops shows like that and you're like binging everything in one day, it's like, well, I don't really want to spoil it for everybody. It was only 7 episodes this season, which was really hard for me. I was actually in disbelief when it ended. I kept like clicking for the next one. And it's so bad when it goes to season 1, episode 1, and you see it starting. You're like, shit, I thought there was like at least 3 more episodes. So I was really just disappointed in that. That's like my only negative thing to say about this season of Love on the Spectrum. But James and his parents, especially because James doesn't want to live with his parents anymore. He's like desperate to get out of their house. He's 36, I think probably 37 now in real time or something like that. And he's just desperate to get out. He's been dating his girlfriend, Shelly, for 2 years or something like that. 1 year, 2 years, a while. They're in a relationship and they're ready to move in together. But James has never lived out of his parents' house. So it's just really, really, really funny watching him go house hunting. Something else that I never knew this about James. I felt like I knew everything about this guy after 4 seasons, but he is obsessed with LED light bulbs and just light bulbs in general, what kind of filament they have, what kind of wattage and kilograms they come in. Like, he's constantly talking about light bulbs, which is not something I noticed him being obsessive about in previous seasons. So I kind of liked that they gave us a little bit more insight into James and some of his interests, because he does have such a strong personality and he's kind of like negative and complaining and whiny. So just the way that he is, he's not the most likable character, but like seeing him this season in love with Shelly, cracking jokes, talking about light bulbs, he was lighting up. He was really lighting up like a light bulb. And I really loved that for him. He did end up putting an offer on a house at the end of the season. He said him and Shelly did not get it. So I think that they're still living. I think he's still living at his parents. So season 5, we will check in with James and his parents. Like, I get nervous because they decide to stop following some of these people and we lose them. Like, what happened to Tanner? Tanner wasn't on this season. Like, Danny only popped in at the last episode. And then, I guess let's just talk real quick, because let's just transition from my LOL moment into my OMG moment of the week. Wait, no, I forgot I had 2 LOL moments. Okay, sorry. I told you guys this was going to be an episode because I have a lot of things I want to go over with you. So the other LOL moment of the week for me, again, a knee slapping moment that took me to the moon, was the Devil Wears 2 Prada, or the Devil Wears Prada 2 red carpet premiere party happened this past weekend. And everybody that made a cameo, which it looks like they did a lot of stunt casting. I'm having a hard time. This is getting thinner. This what I'm about to say is getting thinner, but for some reason, I like Sydney Sweeney, you guys. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of Euphoria and then also White Lotus. Like, I watched those at the same time and I really liked both of her characters in that back then. Now I hate Cassie on Euphoria. She's like my least favorite character now. So that's why I'm starting to dislike her so much. Plus she's with Scooter Braun. Like, please don't get me started. But what I'm trying to say is that she got cut from Devil Wears Prada 2. But you know who didn't get cut is Paige and Hannah. And so they had their cameo in the Devil Wears Prada. And every single Bravo account has been going on for the last 8 months since the teaser trailer was released. Ever since Paige did that Tresemme commercial, remember when that was when she was like peaking in her success. And everybody was just so gagged that she got a Tresemme commercial and she was going to have a Devil Wears 2 Prada cameo. And to find out that Hannah was also, it wasn't just Paige, which I found interesting choice because Paige is the fashion girly. It makes me think that maybe Paige and Hannah are not that popular individually and they're stronger together and they maybe get opportunities for the both of them, not so much individually. No, that's not true though, because look at Paige on those red carpets that she does and stuff. Well, Hannah's there sometimes. Well, maybe they had to pull Hannah from the red carpets because she was saying racist shit. Okay, I'm digressing. What I really wanted to say is that Paige and Hannah went to the premiere. They both looked awful, by the way. That was the true LOL moment of the week, I think, was Hannah's look, which I posted about it several times. But the movie goes on And Paige and Hannah self-admittedly go on their stories and they're like, okay, you guys, like, don't blink. You're going to miss us in the movie. I believe what happens is like, it's a camera pan of a room and they're like in the room of the camera panning. I held for applause, or I held for laughter there. An audience, like a rom-com audience, or what are those shows called? A sitcom audience. I was holding for laughter there because what do you mean? Every single Bravo account, everybody's been talking about how Paige is killing it so much and how she's gonna be a movie star. She's gonna just date Brad Pitt now and like be just lifted up into some kind of atmosphere. Like she's so above the Bravo sphere that she's in some other stratosphere. And then she really didn't even talk or have anything. Like her name, yes, her credit is, yes. Okay. Credit is being given because her name was in the credits. So you got to give her credit. But she didn't do anything. She just showed up there. She got the same opportunity that any other extra would get to come and be in a room and film. Now, were there more scenes that happened that got cut? Did she have a speaking role and it went really bad and they had to get rid of it? Like, we'll never know. We'll never know. She probably has to sign an NDA for stuff like that. But I just can't help it, you guys. That literally, people were probably thinking she was going to be like on the poster of the movie. The Bravo fans are so delirious for her. And she's not even in it. So that really, I had to just laugh, lol about that one. Okay, now let's go into my OMG moments of the week because, like I said, like there's a lot going on over there too. So I wanted to kind of transition from Love on the Spectrum into my OMG moment of the week, which is basically it's breakup season and everybody's blowing up. So we had two major situations going on Love on the Spectrum. We had Connor and Georgie announce in the finale that they are no longer together. And, you know, we saw Connor struggling with Georgie. They went to the UK together. And, you know, Georgie, I think Connor confronts her and he's like, I want to just know if you like really like me. I'm getting vibes that maybe you're just like not that into me, even though we've been dating for a year. And she reassures him and she's like, no, like I'm just a chill girl. Like I'm just a really sarcastic, autistic girl. And so he's like, okay, great. I just want to make sure that like it's not just your cues, you know, or that, you know, that it's just that there's not a bigger problem, that it is just like who you are. So he takes her to fucking London, by the way, which I'm like, no, there's no way she knew. I'm not even going to start to villainize Georgie. Okay. She's a sweet, sweet girl. One thing I did not like about Georgie, which again, it's so mean to make somebody who's autistic. I'm not making fun of her. I love Georgie, but the hair, like whoever was styling her, I want her to express herself, but like she cannot be doing like cornrows anymore. I don't think, unless she has some kind of melanin in her skin. I don't know Georgie's background, but I think the cornrows should stop at least. Someone needs to intervene. So beyond Connor and Georgie having these problems, they're not, you know, talking, they break up after they go to London. He tells everybody at Tyler and Madison's engagement party that they've separated. And then Georgie goes online like 2 days later and announces she has a new boyfriend. So it's not that I was mad or anything. Like I'm happy for Georgie. Like I said, I'm not trying to villainize Georgie, but I am sad for Connor, just the way she's handling this breakup. And please, okay, so brace yourselves for this one too. Like I really need you guys to sit down. If you've been watching the show since the beginning, please sit down because Abby and David have also called off their 5-year relationship. And the bloggers, the reports are saying that it's because she wanted to get married and David wasn't ready. Like this is giving me Megan Thee Stallion vibes. This is giving me like Brooks and Nate. Like all of these women get cheated on. The most beautiful, amazing women get cheated on and left behind and disrespected. So it doesn't matter how amazing and perfect you are. These men are going to dog you. So you really got to stay aware. Okay. So Abby and David break up. My life is ending. And it just really makes me sad. There's been so many breakups lately and there's been so many divorces being announced. And it just really felt like love was dying. So I needed a lot of faith to be restored in humanity and in love again. I'm getting like when I need that, I go and just watch the engagement scene from Tyler and Madison again and her cowboy sweetheart. He made her Christmas in July to propose to her where they met on the wedding lawn, gave her a ruby engagement ring because red's her favorite color. Red's going to be her bridesmaids colors, just like at The Bachelor. She wants to have a bachelor mansion style wedding. I love Madison so much. Like Madison is me. I am Madison. So whenever I need to like be restored in love again, I watch videos of Tyler and Madison and I'm okay. So, okay, let's talk about another breakup that was going to be the end of my OMG because Abby and David really took me out. Like I didn't think I was going to make it through that, but we just got news that another couple has broken up. And at first, at the news of this, I was actually quite excited because it's a guy that I've been talking about that I'm a fan of for a while. And I'm going to give you a couple clues before I say who this is, but this is somebody that I've championed. This is somebody that I've uplifted. This is somebody that I asked a question to at BravoCon on a mic in front of everybody. So this is somebody that I'm really disappointed in because, like I said, I was really excited to hear today when I woke up and I saw reports online that they had broken up and he was posting that he had been cheated on. Yes, Steve McBee of the McBee Dynasty Jr. I should yeah, so him and Kala, who I didn't like Kala either. So like this was tough for me. Steven and Kala dated the first 2 seasons of McBee Dynasty that we've watched. Okay, they were together on and off. They broke up at the end of season 2. And I was excited to see Steven like in his single era. And we saw a little bit of that at the end of the previous season when he goes to Nashville and he's single again. And I was like, good. This man, he's only in his 20s still, I think. I'm like, he needs to just like be single. And he had a lot of responsibility taking over the farm when Steve Sr. went to jail. So I really was thinking like, okay, he needs to just like be single, focus on his family. Like he's an uncle now, like be at the farm and run shit. But then he announced that he had another new girlfriend named Allie. She looks exactly like Kala. So the guy has a type. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I didn't like Kala, so I don't trust his taste, but let me give this girl a chance, right? I don't know much about her, but things seem to be going okay. We know that they did film a season 3, and we don't have any idea when it wrapped, if it got canceled, if the season 3 will ever be announced or released. They never actually announced it. We just knew cameras were up because the McBees confirmed it themselves that Bravo cameras were there. But like Bravo hasn't been like, yeah, we're filming season 3 and it's coming. And like they haven't said anything yet. So I'm just thinking like, this is what season 3 is going to be about. This girl comes around or whatever. I'm like, there's not a lot of stories that have came out about season 3 or like drama with them or anything. So I guess it was kind of like quiet about them. So then to wake up to all this drama today, he's posting screenshots of her cheating and him getting receipts of her being out without him and whatever and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like, okay, that sucks because she was clout chasing. She probably just got on him to be on reality TV. And like your mind just goes there. Like you do start to be like, okay, like if she was cheating on him, using him, and then they're also in the off. I'm assuming they're not filming now. So like, did she just film with him to get on TV and then cheat on him after? That's where my head went. I go to get my nails done, which let's just do the new nail check. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're cute. They're like little pink squigglies with gold. Whatever. I kind of panicked today, but I get out of my nail salon appointment and then I see the responses from Allie and they're all these text messages from Steven and they're not good. They're very verbally aggressive. I mean, he's not threatening any physical harm to her that I ever saw. Trigger warning, a little late for the warning, but trigger combo. I've been very honest with my previous, I am a survivor of domestic violence. So like I have talked about that on previous episodes and I will talk about it when things like this happen on the shows or things like, I will give my 2 cents on just like what I went through sometimes. So I literally was so much on his side until I saw those text messages. Like immediately I immediately was trigger warning to myself. Like I immediately was put back into a place where I used to receive messages like that. And I used to be accused of doing things that I wasn't doing. And I lived in hell on earth. So I have no choice now but to stand Allie. I believe her. I went online. I made a statement saying like, I retract what I said earlier. I'm sorry. I didn't have the rest of the information yet. Supporting Steven. I don't support him. He's dead to me now, which sucks because I really, really was looking forward to season 3. Now, Maggie, best of Bravo, she's my girl. Like some people don't fuck with her, but I love her. She's always been really sweet to me. She's like a big McBee fan as well. So I've, talked to her about some things with her. I saw that she wrote on there, like, what the fuck? And I wrote under her thing, I'm like, I'm pissed too. I'm sick of it. I'm honestly so sick of it, you guys. Like I'm so sick of it. We have so many more toxic men to talk about. So let's just keep going here. All right. Basically, that's it. All these people are breaking up. All this toxic shit is happening. And now seeing the way that Steve McBee was talking to her, these messages, and just the way that, like, just the toxicity again. There's no other words. So, all right, let's move on to the rest of the show. Those are my OMG and LOL moments of the week. I usually try to make up sponsors because there's no sponsors for this show. I don't get paid for this show. Not that I don't want to. Sure. Hey, if somebody wants to send me a few bucks, whatever, cool. But I don't do it for that. I do it because I like need this. It's my Bravo therapy. And this is a big creative outlet for me. So I've never tried to monetize it. But let's pick. I usually try to pick something when I need a break just to give it. I'll give it to you. Okay, I saw girls on TikTok making Coke floats with Coke Zero Cherry and putting ice cream in it and stuff. I wanted to try, but it's disgusting. I can tell you, I only drank this much of it. I don't like it. So today's episode is brought to you today by Cherry Coke Float. Okay, so let's get into my top 5 most talked about moments of the week. Starting with number 5, we have to get into some Secret Lives of Mormon Wives updates. I think the very first thing I need to discuss is the fact that they have officially announced the spinoff, which I discussed on my last episode, that there were rumors there was going to be a spinoff of the OC Mormon Wives. And I knew that Macy is originally from the OC. Her mom lives in Laguna Beach. Now, I forgot that Macy has sisters. And now her sister, Madison, I believe is her name, is going to be one of the leads, one of the anchors of this Secret Lives spinoff, which is going to be for Orange County Secret Lives Mormon Wives. Now, the biggest problem that everybody's having with this casting is that not all of them are Mormon. And the one thing about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives original cast is they've all either been in the church, left the church, or are still in the church, or have grown up with a family in the church. Like, it's got the base. So this now is just becoming like the Secret Lives of Influencer Wives, and people are pretty upset about that. I think that the religious aspect of the show and the dynamics with the husbands was really what we were watching. But if this is just basically like teen mom that we're getting now, like teen mom, but grown up now married, like, miss me. I just don't think I need another show like that. Like, I really, really liked the religious aspect. People ask me now, what do you do? Oh, I have a Bravo podcast. Well, that's because I have a bachelor's religion and or bachelor's degree in comparative religion. So like, that's really my true passion is religion. So like, when I get to mix reality TV and religion together, it's one of my favorite things. Just the sociology study, the way that their families are, the way that their communities are, some of my favorite stuff to watch and learn about. Big reason why I love reality TV. It's basically like we're just watching little ecosystems in different communities on TV. So huge reason of why I love it. But we have the OC filming. I mean, Bobby Altoff is going to be on there, and I think I'm going to hate her. And so we need villains. We need our villains. So I'm not like disappointed that she got cast on the show, but I'm not necessarily looking forward to watching her. A lot of the other girls do seem interesting. We have the Avery Woods girl that I believe is Avery, I believe, is married and is in a normal relationship. But then Aspen is the other girl, Aspen Overt, I believe is part of a throuple, a married couple. She's dating just the woman. So she has no relationship that I know of with the man. I don't know if the three of them, we're going to find out. We're just going to have to watch this spinoff to find out, aren't we? Because I don't know what their dynamic is like, because I'm too old for TikTok. So I didn't get in with these kids, and I don't know who Aspen Overt is. And I have heard of Avery Woods, but if she was sitting next to me right now, I would not know. So I'm excited to learn more about these girls. I'm really scared that there's not enough Mormons and there's too many influencer wives going on. And I don't know if it's going to be giving us what we think it's going to be giving us. Influencers are very, very curated, and they edit their own videos and show us what they want to show us. So this could be interesting if they're going to basically be like, okay, you present yourself one way online as a mommy blogger, but now we're going to show like the dark side. I'm down with that. But like, some people don't like to watch dark television. I love dark reality TV. Like I said, I don't necessarily want to watch domestic violence on my screen, but like, I'm down to watch real stories of people and how they deal with it. You know, we can't just like pull wool over our eyes and only watch good characters and live in a delusional world. Like, we need our villains. We need real storylines. So if people are capable of doing fucked up shit, then we should be able to watch them do it and then watch them also reap what they sowed, because I think that teaches other people lessons, and hopefully it causes other people to look at their behavior. And I just hope it's causing like a chain reaction and people not acting like assholes out there. Then again, there's always going to be another asshole willing to film on reality TV. So, okay, back to my Secret Lives of Mormon Wives updates. We've got the OC popping. Taylor Frankie Paul has deleted all of her social media currently. She's taking a pause. Everyone thinks that she's okay, but just an FYI, we don't really know if I think this is probably like a really good thing for her, but I've watched somebody like Gypsy Rose, right, who extremely polarizing. 50% of the world hates her and 50% of the world probably, I don't know what they think of her, but I love my Gypsy. Now, do I think she's sociopathic? Yes. But do I root for her? Also, yes. She can't quit social media, you guys. Like, She has tried so many times. She's had blowout fights with her friends and family and partners. She is addicted to the attention she gets from social media. And like every time her TikTok gets banned or something happens, she has to start a new one and start all the way from scratch again. She'll get up to like 89 million followers. And then she'll be like, oh, my TikTok got banned again, y'all. Come find me on Toxy Gypsy Gyps. And she'll have a new one. And I will follow and watch because I will never quit her. But it's just the fact that I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter how many people hate you. It doesn't matter how, if you want to. Oh, shit. Oh, I just got my alarm because I just remembered I'm going to go on Ryan Bailey's podcast, or not his podcast. He's doing a Patreon thing. And I like to do the live chats, and I haven't been on like for the last couple of months. So I forgot I set an alarm. So we have like 15 minutes still. But let's go through these episodes, or let's go through these notes. So, okay. We have then the last update I wanted to talk about is that Jesse and Marciano, like Messi stays winning, Team Messi, which, you know, I am the captain, the president, and the CEO of the Messi, Jesse, and Marciano relationship. They were seen at the Get Real, I always want to say Bravo event, Hulu Get Real House event. And my friend, I won't call her out, got to go. And she did confirm in person that Jesse and Marciano were really in real life making out and canoodling. Like this was not for cameras. This was not for the show. They were fully together. So I love this for them. And I just want her to be happy. People don't get Marciano. Okay. You guys don't know what it's like. All right. So until he does something really bad, like I said, I made this point earlier. Let me just repeat it. Reality TV fights are one thing. Okay. When there's a red light on and it's a chamber of pressure and there are cameras and they're getting paid, that's so different than getting in a fight in private and at home. It's just so different. Like I would probably be able to forgive somebody way more for disrespecting me if we're filming a show together and we're in some kind of like weird situation with our friend group than if we're like at home together and we're normal friends and you're treating me like crap. Like, I don't know. There's something about when the red light goes on, there's some shit that gets in the mix there. Okay. So we have to just suspend our disbelief with certain things. But Marciano is a good person in real life. In real life, everybody likes him, has good things to say about him. He's been exonerated through all these issues with Demi. She lost her job over it, basically. And he still has his job at Vanderpump Villa. He's still grateful to be there. But you guys, he's not going to lose his job for being boring. Like, he's got to make drama in the villa. So please quit hating on my Marciano. Let him live. He's not a bad guy. He is greasy. I'm going to work on that with him. I'm glad somebody else called it out this season, though. It's like someone needed to say that on camera so he can see it. Now he'll watch it back, and now he's going to look in the mirror and be like, fuck, no one told me I was that wet. So I hope he makes a change. All right, number 4, most talked about moment of the week. We got to move through this one. I like this one. This is Kenya getting all of her shit taken out of her hair spa. Kenya, more hair care. Kenya, more hair care. That was an iconic moment, but the moment that Kenya, and she's a Michigan girl like me, don't forget, I want to, with every fiber of my being, I want to support Kenya, but she's one of my most disliked housewives of all time. And the reason why I hate her so much is because she obviously got lost in the sauce, got too big for her britches, and her ego just completely ruined her chances of she's Delulu. Like she's not like Delulu is the Salulu. She's like actually delusional, and you can't talk to somebody like that. And you know, I feel bad. I mean, I feel very strongly that Brooklyn is going to always be okay being taken care of by Mark, the baby daddy. It's not, I would never want her to not be with her mother. Hello. But I'm just saying that if something were to ever happen to Kenya, it's not like Brooklyn would be on the streets. Like I think Mark is like a good dad, but I don't know how they deal with her. Like she seems like she would probably be like the ex-wife from fucking hell. And I just never liked Kenya's attitude. I never liked any of her feuds. I was always on the other person's side. And getting all that shit evicted from her hair spa and just sitting on the curb outside the spa. And then Britt Eady takes her ass over there, rolls through, like literally is like ghost riding the whip, like getting out, taking videos of all of the stuff and posting it to TikTok, being like, karma's a bitch. And it is crazy to think that like the place never opened because at the grand opening was when she made her fatal mistake. So let this be a lesson. Never, ever, ever take a moment of success and winning in your life and turn it into something negative and about other people and being a hater, because that's what happens. So sorry about it, Kenya. Hopefully now we'll make better decisions. Now, super, super fast, just before we move on, Kelly's confessionals are killing me. She's drunk, right? Like, I don't know if we're going to find out next season that Kelly has a drinking problem. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, but something's going on there. Like she's wasted. She's got the red cup too. And that one outfit she's wearing with the leopard and the gloves, the woven gloves. And then this next, they just premiered the new confessional because we're only on episode 5, I think, of Atlanta. And it's a really good season, you guys. Please go watch it if you're not already. Oh, I remember I wanted to put this in my LOL earlier and I forgot the moment. One of my LOL moments of the week was when they called out, I think it was Dennis was calling out Portia for being married to Simon. He's like, girl, everybody in America is like, you were not married to Simon. Okay, you clearly had an agenda. You went to that man's house. You knew that you were going to steal him from Fallon. You were going to live in that big old mansion. And like Portia said herself, her plan was to basically put her mom up in that house till she died. And now they had to sell the house because it is worth so much that she got the house in the divorce. Simon got exported back to, or not exported, not extradited. What happened to Juicy Joe? Whatever. When you get kicked out, he had to go. Okay. He got evicted. And I don't know. I was really, really shocked, you guys. I'm shocked at the way that Kelly and Portia are fighting and the way that Kelly is talking in her confessionals, one where she just seems drunk, and two, she's really coming for Portia. Like that's the big feud between them. There was another really funny joke too. Like they made the joke about Portia like barely being married and like having 2 exes and a baby or whatever. Whatever the joke was really funny. Like they were like, Portia, you weren't married to that man. I was cracking up. And then there was another part where Kelly was in her confessionals and they were at the Slutty Vegan at Pinky Cole's, Slutty Vegan event.
Hey, yo, Slutty Gang!
First of all, they're talking about Pinky. Pinky and Phaedra is another feud that's popping up that I'm enjoying. But Kelly versus Portia is more about like them sleeping with married men and you were barely married and your man did this and you stole your husband. And they're kind of like on that type of feud about like the men and the husbands. While the other girls have other problems, like Pinky and Phaedra, they're just creating a beef because they need one. It doesn't go that deep. I don't know. I'm just really loving Kelly's confessionals. The fact that she's wasted, she's calling everybody out when they go to Pinky's event. She says something like, because the way that they have all of the slutty food options named, they're like kind of cute and funny. And Portia's like, I want a cute thing named after me. And Kelly's in her confessional. She's been calling her Horsha all season. So she's like, Horsha. She's like, can I get a Horsha burger with a side of foo-foo? And you guys, I'm sorry. I know that I am white, but it fucking made me laugh so hard because it was the way that Kelly was saying like a side of African. Like she was kind of talking about like just Portia being with Simon, getting married in Ghana, like all this stuff. Like that wasn't even Portia's life, but she just did all that stuff. Portia is the Elizabeth Taylor. I have been trying to get this meme out and it's been taking me like 3 days, but she is the Portia. Portia's the Elizabeth Taylor of Bravo. Like she will be married at least 7 more times. And I'm here for all of these. Her tagline this season being like, I've lived many lives and all of them are fabulous. Yes, honey. Yes, you have. All right. My number 3 most talked about moment of the week this week is the Vanderpump Villa drama going on over there. Okay, you guys, there's a new Stassi show that also just got announced. And I just don't know. Like Stassi, I've had a very back and forth relationship with Stassi. I don't know if I love her. No, I definitely hate her. I'm sorry. I try to see what everyone else sees in her and be like, I love her for being an icon. I love her for being, all of these sound bites and all these moments she gave us. Like, I think I really do. The character of Stassi, yes, in a box, love her. Stassi as a human being is a nightmare. A person that if I saw coming up across the street, like I really hate her that much. And I'm having a hard time watching this new show coming out. I just read an article about her falling out that she had with Katie Maloney for several years. And now Katie's back on and Katie's going to be on this new season. And I'm really wondering to myself, like, okay, Stassi fell out with everybody. She said she even fell out with Katie. But now Katie's going to be on Stassi's new show. And I'm wondering, like, was this part of her deal that they were like, you got to get somebody from Vanderpump Rules to like come. If you want your own show, like you got to get another like existing person that people are going to want to tune in and see. And we ended up with Katie. Katie will be appearing with her boyfriend, Nick, who's from one of my favorite bands. Oh, I can't even believe she's with him. He has a very bad relationship past. He's also known to be very toxic and abusive. So I do want to see him on TV and I do want to see their dynamic. And I also want to see if he is being an asshole and treating Katie wrong. He better get exposed. Stassi better be the first one catching him in some kind of a cheating scandal. That's really all I had to say about that. I'm just having a hard time digesting Stassi again. She also did this weird thing on this new season of Vanderpump Villa where her and Lisa Vanderpump sit down and have a full-on Sheena bashing session because the book had just came out. Sheena's book had just came out last summer and they're filming this. and Stassi and Lisa Vanderpump, they are talking about these beefs. The book had just came out that summer. So and as if you guys don't remember, Sheena said a lot of quotes about Lisa Vanderpump basically just being the biggest pick-me of all time, giving opportunities to toxic men, and her being the first one to push for fake storylines. So she kind of like exposed LVP. Obviously, her and Sheena now have bad blood. So I just think it's interesting. They had this little session where like it's very clear that the two of them couldn't wait to talk shit. I don't even know what was said about Stassi in the book, but I was surprised. So just going back to the idea that Stassi's not really on good terms with anybody from Vanderpump Rules anymore. It sounds like except for Katie now. So just interested to see that. Just thought that was crazy. They had that scene. It was literally like Mean Girls, like two girls sitting there being like talking about Sheena. Actually made me feel bad for Sheena. Okay, you guys. So I'm wondering if I should just let you go here. Do I have another minute to talk about Real House of Rhode Island? Okay, I still have two more topics. I've got to talk to you about Rory, and then I've got to talk to you about my number one most talked about moment of the week still. So I have a couple of minutes. I'm going to try to just talk about Rory. Okay, and then I'll have to come back and talk about my last moment because I've got to get on this thing for Ryan Bailey. Okay, so number two, Real Houses of Rhode Island. I don't want to be dramatic. Is it the best reality show I've ever seen? Maybe. Is it the best Housewives show I've ever seen? I don't know. But I did at one point of my life yesterday, live thread, that the Real Housewives of Rhode Island episode that was on last night was one of the best reality episodes I've ever seen. Like just the episode. I'm loving the cast and everybody as a full, but last night's episode was so fucking good. We finally got like real confirmation about all of the cheating and the mistress that's going on with Rula and her foot doctor husband, who's doing more than rubbing foots.
But he is, Mom. But he is with me.
So I'm loving this show so much. I want to drink it. I watched last night's episode 3 times already. I love all of the women. I can't pick a favorite. It's such a good ensemble cast. But the fact that we're getting somebody like Joellen, who is basically a kamikaze, who is a suicide bomber, who is like, I don't care if I take myself out in the process, like everybody's shit is coming out. I again would cross the road if I saw her walking towards me. I love her as a character on Bravo. Like, I can't wait to see her at BravoCon. I can't wait to see her get in more fights. I'm loving the after show. They just said on the after show that Joellen, that she spends somewhere between $100 and $300 per day on DoorDash. A queen, a woman in STEM. Can I marry her? Can I live at her house? I don't think I've loved somebody I've only known for like 4 weeks as much as I love Joellen. Just as a character, again. I love her so much. She can never go anywhere. I don't know how much we're going to have to pay these women to not leave these shows because we know. I also have one concern, though, that are they just telling every single one of their secrets right now, or is there going to be more drama next year? Because it seems like they told us every single one of their skeletons. What's going to be left for next season? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But the fact that they confirmed all of this, the screenshots, timeline, proof, the whole fucking thing went down yesterday. Joellen laid it out for everybody minute by minute on everything that was happening. And I was living for it. I cannot believe that they're not admitting it. They're still denying things to this day. Brian was on Watch What Happens Live last night in the Oprah chair. Still, he can't say a word. He's nervous. He's lying. Liar. God, like the Chloe meme. Liar. That also should go on my soundboard. See, I have to just put these things on paper when I'm talking about it. Yeah, that's going on the soundboard.
And you're a liar!
All right, you guys, I got to let you go for a few. I'm going to come back to continue talking about things, but please make sure you leave me a review, a 5-star rating, share, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will be back to go over my most talked about moment of the week with you. But you can guess what it is.
Hey, yo, slutty girl!
Welcome back to Bella Talks TV. I'm so glad I just dipped out for like a solid hour real quick. I wanted to, like I mentioned, jump on Ryan Bailey's Patreon because, you know, you sometimes get tea from stuff like that. And like he's sometimes got inside sources of things. And like I probably wouldn't have told you what my source was, but maybe I would have sprinkled something in later in the episode that maybe I got from Ryan. But, you know, it was a really fun little chat that we just all had, but nothing really new came out of it. So I'm actually glad to report because there's enough stuff to talk about. So we're back. We still have to get into my number one most talked about moment of the week. I wrapped up quickly there at the end talking about Real Housewives of Rhode Island, how obsessed with it that I am. Joellen being this like news screenshot supreme. I compared last night's episode to the Shaw arrest episode. Like it's just the last time I felt like I was on the edge of my seat like that. And like seeing something in real time just even the way she was in the confessional at the end. Oh my gosh. That episode last night was a 10 out of 10, no notes. So I'm just really enjoying it. I cannot believe we watched Brian in the Oprah chair. I'm just thinking back again to that. So he has a whole ass mistress, you guys. Like, he has a mistress. He's been in a 2.5-year relationship with her. This is not just a girl that he cheated on with. He had her sign an NDA. She went nuclear on the NDA. He's now suing her. But once the damage is out, it's done. Like, okay, now he'll sue her, but like, whatever. She still kind of won. Like, she was going to lose money, but he lost this battle, as he should. I mean, hello, how embarrassing. But we need to create a sister circle. I've talked about this. We all need to hold hands around Rula right now. Like, our sister's down bad. She's not seeing the light. She's not seeing reality. She's not seeing what's right in front of her eyes. And I don't know what we can do as a community to like snap her out of it, but she is holding her man down. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I mean, they're wondering, like, I wonder if it's torture. Like, I wonder if he wants out so bad, but he like can't leave her for some reason. And she's actually in some kind of like financial control over him or something. Like, what if he can't leave because he's actually like worth nothing and is going to go bankrupt and maybe his practice is something? I'm fanficking that like maybe he can't live and afford his lifestyle without Rula. So maybe he like needs her more than she needs him. I don't know. I don't know why they're still together. I guess we'll see. It's only episode 5 or something. So I'm loving Rory. And let's just jump right into my number one most talked about moment of the week, because of course we have to talk about Summer House. We have to get into all of the Scamanda updates. Scamanda, Summer House, Bummer House, Amanda Goes West. What other things has it been called? So this is the latest, you guys. I haven't got to talk to you. Let's rewind a little bit back to the Page 6 party. Well, first, Amanda and Wes went to that Yankees game. Okay, let's go back in time. It's only been a week since then, but Amanda and Wes go to this Yankees game. And then the same night, Page 6 is having a party, which, you know, PR and events go on for companies and things. And so they're having a party and lots of Bravo Lebs are there because they work with all these different Bravo Lebs. And Kyle Cook was there amongst other Bravo celebrities like Megan King Eggman. And you guys, I was truly shocked. And I think it's even funnier that like he hasn't really acknowledged it. Like, he's going online talking about everybody else. He's telling everybody that the work his sisters have been reaching out to him, but he's not fully addressing the fact that he made out on the streets with Megan King Edmonds on his tippy toes. So I don't know when we're going to get to address that. Unfortunately, the reunion was not filmed at the time. Okay, great. So that happened on Monday, and then the reunion didn't air or didn't get filmed until Wednesday. So a lot happened. Megan King Edmonds and Kyle make out on Monday. Amanda and Wes go to that Yankees game on Monday. The reunion is filmed on Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wes goes on a podcast, kind of trying to clear up the timeline again on his own podcast that he has with, I guess, a WNBA player named Sophie Cunningham. I feel like I've heard that name before, but I don't know much about her or why she would be friends with Wes. Maybe they just know each other through Complex, but whatever. They were on his podcast, on their podcast, and he was giving his side of the story of the timeline and just basically trying to say like Bravo and Cocktails was confirming that they had been hooking up since last June and that they like had receipts, and that was all a lie. So you really can't believe any of the blinds, any of the confirmed blinds, you guys. Everybody is lying out there. So that was just not true. But some of the things that you can believe is like, when you see something with your own eyes or you hear something with your own ears, then it becomes fact, right? So there's lots of rumors, there's lots of speculation, there's lots of conspiracy theories about timelines and this and that and things being confirmed. But they finally get their ass in those chairs on Wednesday, and we're like, okay, we're going to get this timeline. They film the reunion. Andy's on the street afterwards, with his cards, my cards. And he is, you guys, actually just a side note, like I ordered Domino's. I ordered some Domino's because it was getting late and I didn't realize I hadn't ate. And it's like the order, I don't even know if it's been like received. It just has a weird screen on my Uber Eats. Oh my God. I really hope this thing shows up. Like, some people are not like Uber partners. This show is also brought to you by Uber Eats because I'm talking about it, so I might as well try to get some money for it. But no, obviously I'm not a real sponsor. This is not an ad, but I think it's just weird when it has these screens. Like, look, it'll just say like preparing your order, but it doesn't have the little like chef cooking like it normally does. It's like, but are they preparing my order? Because I don't see the chef cooking. Anyways, okay, AI should be, here's $1 million idea. They can steal this one. I don't even know if I would make money from this. Why isn't there a camera on your food being made? I mean, we are living in 2026, right? Give me one of those little cams. I want to see Chefy making it, packaging it, and then just put a GoPro on it and put it in the Uber car and send it with my food. That'd be great. Okay, so back to technology and just being able to decipher what's real out there, what's not real. And a couple of things have been now. Okay, so first we had the reunion come out. The reunion ends, everything seems to end. And then the next day, audio is leaked. I mean, this has never happened before in Bravo history. So, and Andy Cohen, correct me if I'm wrong, created the reunion. So Andy's never been through this before. He seems very distraught. He was on Sirius XM the next day just being like, I cannot believe this happened. This is a violation. Everybody worked so hard. Now, the rumors and the nastiness have it, lore has it that Jennifer Lawrence is somehow some way involved in this. I actually think that that's a lie. I think it's true that Andy used a fan to help track because, okay, let's logically think about this, right? If you're going to do an investigation, you have to find like the original source. So if you're going to go to people that already received it and you start asking everybody that received it, then you're going to find out where it came from. Now, unfortunately for us Bravo content creators, like we do repost and reshare things and not always think of like the legal aspect. I know I didn't think of the legal aspect. I don't think I actually did reshare the audio. I don't think I did. Would have to go back and look at my stories. I don't think I reshared it. I love when people are like, if you want to work with Bravo, don't share it. It's like, oh yeah, Bravo's just knocking on my door to work with me. I better not share anything. But I did respect the process. Now, what I did not respect was Wes's leaked nudes, unfortunately for him. As soon as that hit my inbox, of course, with consent, I asked a couple of people if they wanted to see it. And then people started asking me if they could see it. And I told everybody the same response. I'm going to give you one chance now to change your mind. I'm going to send this photo to you. And once you open it, you cannot blame me. You cannot be mad at me. You're doing this under your own choice. I made the same decision when I decided to look at it. I wasn't going to blame the girl that sent it to me, even though we had a good laugh. We're also like real friends in real life. So like she would send that to me knowing my sense of humor and like knowing that I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you sent me this. Oh, so yeah, that's not really my style. I was laughing. I was lolling. I don't know. I'm happy to see. Unfortunately for Wes, like this happens to women all the time. So I just don't have any sympathy. I took the same approach last year. That was, oh, okay, you guys, update. I mean, it was received. So my pizza is being made. Oh my God, I'm just really doing ads for everybody. Domino's right now they're having like a crazy sale. My pizza was $3. So if you want to do a sale from Domino's. Okay, so I got the nudes. I spread them. I'm not proud of it, but I also don't feel bad. Unfortunately, there are just consequences of his actions. I think the nude originally leaked, I think, from the horsehair girl or another girl that was seeing him on a very private and personal basis, because I don't think West is sending nudes to randoms, but I think that West is probably sending nudes to girls that he has a relationship with, like around the country. Like we know some of these girls are spread out in different states. So he could be sending it to like a different girl that he's like, like miss you, baby, or whatever, like that he actually knows. And then like, she probably was sending nudes to him too. Nudes aren't usually one-sided unless they're just unsolicited. So there was probably nudes for her sent back. Like now what she should probably be nervous about is that hers would get leaked unless this girl just happens to I saw 3 pictures of him in a collage. I don't know if they were all taken on the same day because he was naked. So if all of this is true, I don't know. I think the girl probably wanted to get revenge on him for lying to her. I think that she either didn't send any nudes back. She wasn't afraid of like revenge porn. And maybe the other option is that actually so many of these nudes are out there and so many different girls have them that it wouldn't come back to one particular person. So maybe they weren't afraid of releasing them. Same with the audio. So like we said, a fan, it's actually Bravo Love Baby, who I love this account. I love all Bravo content creators, but like they're a huge Paige and Hannah, which we know is not my favorite people. So it's funny because Bravo Love Baby she was supposed to be the baby of Paige and Craig. I'm not talking shit about you two if you're listening, Bravo Love Baby, whoever you are. Like I said, I like your account, but it is the fact that I think your account was created out of the idea that like you were supposed to be the baby of Paige and Craig. Like you were the Bravo Love Baby that like came from that relationship. And you were always posting Paige and Craig stuff. And then Paige and Craig broke up and it became a Paige and Hannah page and a huge Amanda Batula supporting page. So anyways, I thought it was funny that Bravo Love Baby is the one that apparently they said randomly selected and just was like the lucky chosen one that was sent the leaked audio from this producer that apparently leaked it. And that like she was the one that just like, I don't know if this person just typed in Bravo into Instagram and like the first Bravo account that came up was the one that they sent it to. I'm not sure. We have to wait for this investigation press conference to come out. I actually thought it was an inside job for a little while. I now, with these details and just by how upset Andy was, I think that this was a real leak. The nudes were real. The audio is real. There's a second leak. I just listened to it. Amanda makes a good point in the second leaked audio. She says something about like, wow, everyone's really mad at me, but like Kyle was literally cheating on me and nobody was mad at him. That is a good point. You gotta clock that T, sis. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go because my pizza's about to be here. I love you all. Ciao, Bellas. Find me on Threads, live threading. Find me on Instagram. That is where I live, but also on my YouTube. Like, you guys interact with all the things. Please give me all of the things. I've actually like been doing pretty good, like numbers wise, and I'm kind of riding like a wave right now. So any support, shares, and likes is always appreciated, you guys. I love you, Bellas. Stay tuned for more announcements, and I will be back for another episode later this week. Ciao, Bellas.
I love these shows.
I love that.